Hello.
Hi guys.
We are out here fixing to get to work. We got here this afternoon just because, you know, as you guys know, we're trying to take care of 2 households right now. We were way behind at home. Yeah. But anyway, we got out here and it is super hot, super muggy. So Desi and I, we jumped in the pool. We feel a lot better.
Yes, I bet you do. I bet that is nice water. I told her, so you getting in? I said, nope. If I get in, I won't get out.
So right behind Rusty, as you can see, we have the refrigerator out here. We went ahead and moved it out. Guys, that's going to save us a lot of money, not having to stop and get ice every day.
Yeah, $5 a day.
Yeah, keep everything cold. Might as well get it moved out here. Guys, we have to be moved within 8 days. So might as well start moving stuff out here. We got the little chicks moved out. We got Mayday moved out here. And that little sucker, I knew exactly what he was going to do. He took off as soon as he got here. So we got him in the kennel. And so anyway, we're going to do some really fun stuff today and some really yucky stuff today. So let's get to it. All right, so we do need to put the second coat of mud on all the walls. We need to sand and then put the second coat on. And then Rusty is going to do the corners. And then the cool thing is, we did go ahead and buy the primer because it is new walls for the most part. So we got primer and we got the ceiling paint so that we can start painting the ceilings when we get to that point. The other cool thing that we get to do today is we get to do the samples, and I think I'm going to do the samples right here next to the fireplace, and this is why. We're looking at like a light gray, so we've got that color and we've got this color, but we're trying to make sure it does not look beige on the wall once it's next to the sandstone. So we're gonna paint, I'm gonna paint a little patch here on this side and on that side. First I'm gonna do primer, let it set, then I'll do paint, so that way we get the true color of what it's gonna look like. And Desi is gonna do her bedroom in a really cool color, and she's got a couple of samples that we're gonna do in her room. So what 2 colors did you pick?
Baby blue.
Okay, so there's 2 different shades of baby blue there. She does want her bedroom baby blue. I think that'll be awesome, very calming, very nice. So we're gonna do that today too. What are you working on?
I'm gonna scrape the floor of my bedroom closet to get the sticky stuff off.
Okay, so her bedroom closet was that stick down tile, and we went ahead and got some goof off or goo gone or whatever it's called so that she can try to get all the sticky off, so in that way we can paint that floor.
You can go with this. No, it's not working.
It's not too bad.
No.
And then she has another project. You know, we've talked about these stained glass adhesive on this window here. Yeah, she's gonna work on that too. You know, if we can get rid of the little wasp that's hanging out there. So anyway, you guys, let's hop to it. Let's get our butts in gear. Let's get some stuff done, because we're on the home stretch now. Hey guys, so moment of truth, these swatches are these little areas where I put the primer has dried. I'm gonna go ahead and get the sample paints on. So the two types of grays that we have are, this one is Polar Star, and then this one is Passive Gray. So our goal is to find a gray that is not going to turn beige, not have a beige undertone against this sandstone. So I'm going to paint a little bit there and here and up there, and then on the other side, on the top and of the other color. So this one, we're going to go with the darker one on this side. I think this is the passive. Yep, passive. So this is the passive gray. This is a little bit darker. I'm going to use just a screw lid to kind of get my color in here. I'm going to try not to mix them. Passive gray. I don't think it's going to be much different than the primer. Ooh, look at that. And it will, of course, dry darker. And I'm just using these cheap little brushes to kind of see what's going to happen here. Honestly, it kind of turns it back to the color of the sheetrock, the raw sheetrock. I mean, while it's wet anyway. So I'm putting some here on the side so that it's right next to that sandstone, so we kind of get a good eye for it. And then I'm going to put some on the top just because that's a different light up there. Oh yeah, see, that looks way more gray up here than it did over there. All right, so we're gonna let that dry, but meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and get the other gray, which is called, this one's Polar Star, and it's a little bit lighter, but I feel like it's gonna have more of a beige undertone, so we'll see. All right, so the best we can do on this side is pretty much natural light because we don't have the other light in yet. But this is that Polar Star. It is quite a bit lighter than the Passive Gray. So let's see what happens. So right here's our test spot where I've got the primer dried already. So let's see. That's not even any different than the primer color, is it? Not going on anyway.
Not going on. It's not. No, well, it's just hair darker.
Hair darker than white, really. Which, I mean, in certain lights, even like wedding white to me looks gray. But like, ooh, I like that gray. Oh, it's wedding white. I'm gonna just cover that little swatch area very well. And you're not going to have that brush marks because Rusty is going to spray the walls. And then I'm going to do another one, if I don't break my head, up here above the mantle like I did that one. I have a feeling that one is just going to look like white, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe gone too light with that one, you think?
I don't know. It's drying darker.
Yep. Kind of trying to stay in this area. All right, so now you guys, we're just gonna let them dry and then we'll see what happens. That one over there is looking very blue. This one over here is looking very white. So who knows, we may end up scrapping both these colors, you never know. All right, you guys, you ready for a sneak peek?
No sneak peeks.
I mean, I know that the sneak peeks are usually on the other channel, but for the paint's sake, you guys have to see this. So this is the flooring that we chose for the entire house other than the bedrooms. So we love this gray. We love the tans in it. We love that when we put it against the sandstone fireplace that it pulls, the fireplace pulls the tans out in the flooring pulls the grays out in the sandstone. It's awesome. So see, you kind of got that going, and the lighting is terrible right now. It's terrible. Here. All right. I'm really digging this lighter gray. So this is that.
If you can tell the difference between the gray,
I know.
The paint starts right here.
Yeah. So that Polar Star against the sandstone and then the gray floor, I think it all complements each other very nicely. It's not completely dry. It's pretty close. Well, it's pretty close, but I want to see it in the morning light as well. But let's look at this other side too. All right, so now that it's drying, it's dark, it's dry. It's darker. It doesn't look so blue. I mean, even up there, kind of looks blue. But listen, when we put the flooring, that changes everything. I feel like it really turns that blue.
I think so too.
I think the gray against that turns that blue. I just don't feel like it's the match that we're looking for. I mean, that may be what we end up using for the cabinetry in the kitchen. I don't know, but I don't feel like I like it. But we're gonna wait and we're gonna look at it again in the morning light, because I want to look at it in every light.
That makes sense.
All right, guys.
Alright, so this morning what I've been working on is I got these two corners taped, and I taped two corners in the closet.
This was before Mom went to the hospital. These videos are about 2 weeks behind.
And then...
Another man done gone. Another man.
See how she is, y'all? Another man done gone. She's already getting rid of me.
It's Marie LeBeau.
I got the corners of our closet mudded and taped. I have gone up here where our walls were not even. Our sheetrock really rolled in right here, so I'm trying to get that kind of tapered so it's not as obvious. So I've got my 37th coat on that. And back here in the bathroom.
Oh, and you got that one done?
Yep, that one I had done the other day. I just had to do the closets in here. Closet in here. Welcome to our mess. Never mind the goofy one. And I wasn't talking about Mama.
Yes, she was.
I got the ceiling corners all done. I'm having to wait. I can't do this corner yet until we take the toilet out. So I'm putting that off to the very end. We'll get that put in, mud and tape that corner while we're painting and priming and everything else. We can come back and do this one later before we paint the whole bathroom.
All right, you guys, so lots going on today. Rusty's going to continue with corners, or I guess he's done with corners.
I gotta go back now. I've already put second coat of mud on. So we've got to go back and do some fine sanding now. Some spots need touch up, some don't. But that way we kind of know where we got to touch things up at and get that done.
Yep, and we're hoping the next step is painting the ceilings, getting those all done. We've got to put the pattern in the kitchen, the 1x4s grid. So then that way when we paint, we just paint it all together. And yeah, and then we can paint ceilings, and then we can primer the walls. We don't have the actual paint bought yet because we were checking some samples. So let's go look at those samples and see what you guys think, since we showed that
so we're
earlier.
going to prime everything today. Hopefully we'll get everything primed today and ceilings painted.
Yep, so that's the plan. All right, so we are still trying to decide on these two colors. This one is the passive gray, and this one is the, what was it, Arctic? I don't remember, but anyway, we are kind of leaning towards this lighter one. You know, throughout the day, it looks different with all the different light throughout the day. You know, you got morning light, you got noon light, afternoon light, evening light. I just really feel like that one is really looking blue.
So far, my vote is for the lighter.
The lighter. So, I mean, it's just a shade darker than white.
Yeah.
But it still has a little bit of hue to it.
And once we get the ceiling repainted,
where
it'll
it's
be
white,
again, yeah, you'll be able to tell a big difference.
Yeah, I think so. And Desi's still trying to decide on her. You want to go show them your colors?
Yeah, come on, guys. Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
This one's the Revulet pack.
Yeah, Rivulet.
This one's the Revulet pack, and this one the Encounter.
Yeah. So she's still trying to decide. She picked two very, very nice colors, and this is going to be in her bedroom. So, so far the vote has been for this one. Dad likes this one. I like this one. Abuelita likes this one. Desi's still hanging on to that one. I think they're both great colors.
But on this wall, they're both the same color.
Sure.
It does look like it.
They're a lot closer to the color, but
yeah, this one looks a little bit lighter, but when you put it on that green background, well then you know that but they're both green hues.
I know what colors you're going with.
Which one?
Me?
Baby blue.
Why?
Because they're both baby blue.
Oh.
Baby blue.
I guess so. They are both baby blue. So we're still trying to decide. So she's got until
probably tomorrow
to make a decision, because then
Come on, guys, y'all have to help me.
Well, they're not going to see this till way later.
Well,
we can shoot a short. We ended up putting a poll on our community page, and you guys helped Desi pick the color that she ended up going with.
lavender.
He got innovative, guys. He added a handle to it.
Heck yeah.
That is awesome. Yes.
The way you do this, anybody that's wondering, get your mud in a separate bucket, water it down. You don't want it too thick. You want it to be able to stick to your brush. Just mix it real good and then do random patterns. You don't want to do it all this way, because then you'll see each brush path. Just kind of rotate your brush around. I've seen if we did this 20 something, 30 years ago, I worked for a guy in Nebraska, and I tried to remember, didn't know if I could or not, but I figured it out.
Okay. Hey, Mama, come look at this. Hey, Desi, come look at this. Looks good, huh? Good job.
Wait, why is he doing it?
To texture the ceiling,
Oh.
so that way you get the texture instead of just the
Okay.
plain. Yeah.
Good, get more mud.